Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Boxer Baddies. We have Meme God right here, aka Julian. This is Sad Boy Subi. This is his car right here. This is the one that we've been working on for a while. We are going to diagnose everything that's going on with his car. In the last few videos, we've showed you what it's doing. It's idling a little funny and it has an oil leak. So we kind of figured out where the oil leak was coming from, we hope. What's interesting is when we were doing all the testing, when we were here with Christian in the last video, there was no leaking coming from the car. But then when we came back this morning, there is some leakage underneath the car. So whatever it is, it's kind of an interesting one because it doesn't leak when the car's running. It's like an afterthought. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the shop open and start figuring out what's going on with this car. All right, guys, so today's goal is to figure out what is going on underneath this car. So that is not related to this car, but look at this. There is some oil seepage that is sitting on the ground here underneath the car. This car's been sitting for about 2 days on the lift, and that's what we're left with. So whatever it is, it's pretty substantial. There's, just like we were showing in the last video, there is some seepage here, but let's go ahead and get the car down so we can see if it actually is leaking from that area we thought it was up there. All right, so we have a game plan and it's going to be just like this. So first what we're gonna do is check the spark plugs. We're gonna use a feeler gauge this time. Before I used one of those little circular looking plug gap items and that can be inaccurate. So we're gonna use feeler gauges. We're gonna make sure that these are 0.02, I think is what these are supposed to be at. I'll double check that. And then we'll put the plugs back in. We'll crank it over. Actually, you know what? We won't crank it over. We're gonna do the front mount intercooler install. That way we get accurate MAF readings and all the air is flowing through the system before it gets into the engine. And then if it's still running odd, we have no other choice but to pull the engine and check the timing. So that's what the game plan is. Right now, Sad Boy Subi is pulling off the underglow connections, which is broken underneath anyway. That kind of got shredded in this whole process. That way it's not sucking any extra power from the battery. This battery needs to be replaced regardless anyway. So at least we're not getting extra power draw when it comes time to charging this thing. So what we're gonna do is we'll actually take that off now and we'll put it on the battery charger so that it's doing work while we're doing this. It has to come out anyway for the spark plugs. So let's do that now. Let's get it. All right, guys. So this kind of confirms a little bit of suspicion about timing. Look at, let's see if we can get this to focus. Look at the color on that. It is just black, which means that that side, which I pulled it from this bank over here, is probably running extremely rich. And when the car is operational and it is running and idling kind of how it idles, which you saw in the last video, it's blowing a lot of smoke and it smells like fuel. So it definitely running way too rich, which kind of confirms more suspicion that this may be a timing issue, because I'm pretty sure our plugs are gapped the way they should be gapped. So anyways, that kind of makes sense. So we're gonna put this over here and let's take a look at what the other bank looks like. Definitely not as bad. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Definitely not as bad. That looks actually a lot better. Much better. So we might have a timing issue over on the bank over there. So regardless, I think we need to pull the timing cover and retime this car.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, guys, so we have all 4 plugs out and this is what we're looking at. This is that first one that we saw over on the driver's side. This is the one that's behind it. Actually looks pretty good. This one is the front one from the passenger side and this is the rear one. So the front of the driver's side and the rear of the passenger side are looking pretty nasty. So what we're gonna do now, before we advance and go any further, we're gonna go buy an accurate feeler gauge. We're gonna feel gauge these and make sure that everything is perfect, and then we'll go from there. If these are looking good, then we'll have to do the timing. If these are really messed up, and for some reason I messed up on the gapping of these, we'll re-gap them so that they're perfect, put them back in, try and start the car and see if that fixes the issue. If not, then it's definitely timing, and we'll pull the timing. So let's do it. We are making room for Stella. We're gonna go take her out to the parts store so we can go grab those feeler gauges, so that'll be pretty fun. She still has the open downpipe like we ran in the other video. So let's get her out of here. All right, so we just pulled up to Napa. So we're gonna go pick up our feeler gauge. All right, guys, so we did get a little bit more of the ultra gray just to seal up the timing cover if we have to do that. But we have our feeler gauges here. I got a big one just for any other jobs I have to do, but 0.02 is kind of what we need, and they have it right there. So we will be able to accurately measure our plug gap. We'll put all the plugs in, try and start the car and see how it runs. Okay, we are back. So let's go grab the parts that we just bought. Let's grab that. And let's go check out our plug gap. This is gonna be kind of important. We're gonna see if we messed up on this part. Okay. All right, so going through all the plugs, we should be at a 0.02. That is where the WRX likes to live. This one is nice and snug. That one's pretty good. This one, little more snug, but that's about 0.20. This one slides in a little too easy, so that's a little bit bigger, and so is this one. This one's actually the biggest gap. So we need to re-gap these two, and then we'll put them back in the car. All right, all of these are perfectly gapped to a 0.020, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just put them back into the car, reassemble it, put the front mount intercooler on by Grimspeed and see if that fixes our problem. If not, then we might have to check timing. And we have Marcus coming to help us out. All right. What's up?
Yo.
Yo. Wow, dude, your paint looks really good. You got it corrected, right?
Yeah, I don't know his Instagram. Jimmy Clowen.
Jimmy Clowen. All right, dude, it looks good. Look at it. It's like
JC Detailing.
JC Detail. Look at that glass. Wow. That looks really good. Because this car was pretty horrific when it came to paint. All right, guys, here is the last connector for the spark plugs. So let's go ahead and get this guy in. Okay, we have everything back together, and we actually are using Marcus's top mount intercooler. So let's go ahead, get in. Let's see if the battery is warmed up enough. Juiced up enough, that way we can get this started. So let's do it. Plugs are re-gapped and coil packs are in. We rotated everything so it's all in a different place, and let's see what happens. Okay, clutch in. All right, turn it. Dude, it actually sounds better. Something still sounds a little funny, but it's okay. Okay, let it run. Yeah. It's still misfiring a little bit.
A little bit, but
That sounds pretty damn clean. It sounds clean. Just let it run.
yes, Dad. Sorry, guys.
Huh? All right. cylinder 4?
Yeah, it went all the way up to 22.
22 on cylinder 4.
23.
All right, we got roughness. Turn it off. Okay, turn it on again. Give it a little bit of gas.
A little bit?
Yep. Okay, stop. Cylinder 4. All right, turn it off.
Zero
Now
again.
it's 0.
It just warmed up.
Going up again. Seems like it's at the cool state, huh? No. Turn it off. Turn it off. Okay.
Now we only, is that, did we have roughness before?
No, we didn't let it run long enough. Okay, so we have just a couple little drops of oil. So we may have fixed our issue with the oiling problem. So we're gonna double check when we start the car again. But anyways, we're gonna bring the car back down. We need to do some data logging. We're gonna load a different tune on to see if maybe it's unhappy with the tune itself. But there's definitely something going on because cylinder 4 is rough and it's really not liking what's going on. So we got to figure out what's happening. So we're going to drop the car back down. We're going to data log, see if that shows us anything. The tuner will get back to us and we'll go from there. All right, guys, this is what is happening with the car. So there's some sort of roughness, something happening with cylinder 4. So we're going to take the intercooler off. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and install our brand new Grimspeed front mount intercooler and boost controller that they replaced for us. And then we're gonna run the tune for the front mount intercooler and we're gonna see if the car runs okay. Most likely not, but we're gonna give it a shot. And then what we may do is have it completely ready, bring it to Nerve Performance, and they may finish it up for us and diagnose what that issue is because we do need to boost leak test it and compression test it, which I don't have either of those things at the shop currently. So what we're gonna do is we're at least gonna do some really awesome installation of the brand new Grimspeed front mount intercooler in black core and black piping, and we will go from there. So let's do that now. Scat, 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 scat. Scat. Okay guys, so this is the brand new front mount intercooler kit by Grimspeed. This thing looks so awesome. I have one on Stella right here. This is the silver core with the black letters. This is the black core with the white letters, and I think that looks really awesome. A little jealous right now, but it's gonna look so good on this car. So we also have the intercooler piping, which they sent here, and then we have the bash bar, which I actually still need to get one of those for Stella. Otherwise, if I get in an accident, dude, my engine is ripped.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Man, this shop paint is just looking nice.
Dude, it really is.
Subaru parking only, by the way. Scat. Okay, so let's go ahead and get everything set up in front of the car, and we are going to start the installation process of this beautiful Grimspeed intercooler. Are you excited?
Oh, of course I'm excited.
Dude, your shirt, Boxer Baddies. Dude,
Boxer Baddies.
it matches the intercooler.
The black and the white.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go. All right, we have the brand new boost control solenoid from Grimspeed. These things look so cool when they ship these out. So, huge shout out to Marissa. Absolutely killed the game at Grimspeed. We were sent the incorrect boost controller, but I think that's because it was incorrectly ordered by this man's back there. But they so kindly next day, look at this, next day aired us this package That way we could have it ready for this car. So huge shout out to Marissa and everyone at Grimspeed. So they also sent us a return label, which we are going to ship back to Grimspeed. So huge shout out. Thank you guys very much. So we're gonna put the new correct OEM fitment Grimspeed boost control solenoid. So let's get that on as well. All right, guys, we have the Grimspeed front mount intercooler mounted to the front of the car. Now it's time to knock out the piping and see what this looks like. I'm already super obsessed with how it looks. And then with your bumper that you did custom work on, this is gonna look beautiful. So let's go ahead and start with that piping.
Daddy.